Conservative New Media viewers, we've got some news to pass along from the National Football League. According to Albert Breer of NFL Network, a quote-unquote veteran scout has just said that new Denver Broncos starting quarterback Peyton Manning, quote, can't throw the ball anymore, unquote. We'll include a link to an article about this story in the video description below the video player. Amid chatter and rumors that he has lost his arm strength after having had multiple neck surgeries, which may have affected the nerves that power his shoulders and throwing muscles, new Denver Broncos starting quarterback Peyton Manning now apparently has a new critic, a supposed longtime NFL scout who is nameless at this time. Albert Breer of NFL Network tweeted on Sunday, September 23, 2012, the following, quote, got this text from a veteran scout a few minutes ago. Peyton Manning can't throw the ball anymore, unquote. If this assessment is true, and Manning has lost his ability to effectively throw the ball for good because of his injuries and resulting surgeries, then things might turn quite unpleasant for the Broncos organization and, in particular, for one executive in that organization. John Elway, former Broncos playing legend and current executive vice president of football operations for the Broncos, is the man many feel was behind the seemingly all-out push for Denver to acquire Manning this past summer. In pursuing and acquiring Manning, that meant that Elway and the Broncos had to part ways with the man who had not only saved their season, but who had led them to their first division title and playoff victory in 6 seasons. That man is, of course, Tim Tebow. Tebow is currently the backup quarterback for the New York Jets. Before Tebow became the starting Broncos quarterback last year, Denver was an awful 1-4 and had essentially no hope of making the playoffs or even gaining respectability. Once Tebow became the starter, though, everything changed. The energy of the team and the play of the entire team picked up. The rest is history. Back to Manning. Peyton Manning is, without question, a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He is the only player in the history of the NFL to win 4 regular season MVPs. He is an 11-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion. On the other hand, Manning is 36 years old, has had 4 neck surgeries in the past few years, missed all of the 2011 season, and may have a permanently weak arm as the result of his multiple neck surgeries. One of the myths, I feel, that was created around the Broncos' success last year under Tebow was that, supposedly, that success could be largely attributed to the play of Denver's defense rather than Tebow. I say this is a myth because Denver's defense ranked in the bottom third of the league in yards allowed last year. Tebow was not exactly playing with a top 5 defense last season. And, to further the point, where was that awesome defense when the Broncos started 1-4 before Tebow became a starter? Denver's superior defense certainly was nowhere to be found this past week as the Houston Texans rang up 436 total yards of offense and 31 points. Denver's defense got torched, and Texans QB Matt Schaub easily outplayed Manning in the game. Denver's defense is currently ranked 12th in the NFL for yards allowed. So, although that ranking is better than the ranking for the Denver defense that Tebow played with, the Broncos are still 1-2 at this time and may have a difficult time duplicating the success the team had last year under Tebow's watch. So, let's bring all of this information together now. Manning may have lost some of the power in his throwing arm. He is 36 years old and has seen his better days. Denver went all out after Manning in this past offseason and basically dissed the man who saved their 2011 season in their pursuit of Manning. This season is still young, of course. Only 3 games have been played at this time. Although the Broncos are just 1-2, they could end up something like 10-6. They could win the division and a playoff game or two and vindicate Elway's decision to acquire Manning and part ways with Tebow. All of that will unfold shortly. But If things continue down the road that they are starting on now, then this could end up going from a controversy to a debacle for the Broncos and Elway. Say whatever you want about Tebow and his limitations as a quarterback. In the end, Tebow is a proven winner and leader. He has shown that at all levels and proved it again last year. If I am John Elway, I am concerned right now. If the Peyton Manning experiment turns out to be a bust, turns out to be a failure, then Elway could become associated with one of the largest public relations debacles in the history of football. And it doesn't matter if Tebow starts or wins even one game for the Jets this season. Why? Because all of the Denver fans and all of the NFL fans around the world will remember what Tebow did last season, and that success would hover over any possible Broncos failure this season and beyond. John Elway and the Broncos brass wanted this. They rolled the dice on Manning and assumed the risk. For their sake, Peyton Manning better not have a permanently weak arm now, and Manning better not be washed up. If he does, or if he is, then the legend of John Elway may be on its way to a gigantic collapse in the Mile High City. Now, share your thoughts about this story in the comment section below. Do you think that Peyton Manning is having trouble throwing the ball now? Do you think the Broncos will make the playoffs? How do you think Denver fans will react to John Elway if Denver does not make the playoffs this year? You tell us below. Also, please vote this video thumbs up or thumbs down and let us know what you thought about it. Thanks. Finally, we encourage you to come and join the fun on the Conservative New Media Facebook group. The group has over 2,000 members and counting. You will find a link for the group in the video description. This is Paul F. Villarreal for Conservative New Media. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you again soon.